Happy Thursday and welcome back to the You Good Podcast, the podcast where oversharing is encouraged and thoughts get real. I'm your host, C-Rod, joined as always by my co-host, Nick. There are things from life that you think you understand completely until someone else who lived it, right, tells the same story but different. And when that happens, it kind of forces you to question what actually happened, what you held on to, and why certain memories still feel bigger than they probably were. Today's episode is about perspective, nostalgia, and the weird attachment that we have to the things that shaped us. Welcome to episode 46. You remember it differently than they do. Let's get into it.
No, I don't wanna live where I always feel broken. I just wanna live with a heart wide open. I don't ever wanna feel fear anymore. No.
A 3-1 collapse.
Mm-mm.
18 years now?
Don't want to talk about it.
Is it 18 years since? No, not 18 years since our
The
last
stat we
playoff
need
win.
to talk about.
2010.
the stat
16
we re-
years since our
Doesn't
last playoff win.
It doesn't matter. No, series win, not playoff.
Series win. Series
'Cause
win.
we- 'cause we've won.
First round win.
Yeah, we haven't made it past the first round, but the stat you really should be talking about is 23 minutes. 23 minutes of not making a single shot.
A single shot. You get paid
Oh.
millions of dollars. And what was it? 0 for 17 or 0 for 21?
20 something. It was fucking absurd.
At one point, Bane got the ball, and this would be game 6 when we blew that lead, that 20-point lead. But Bane got the ball from maybe 6 feet out behind the line, chucked
And
up a
shot
three,
the
missed
three.
it. We got the offensive rebound. They passed it right back to him. Didn't hesitate. Shoots it again. Even worse shot. We get the offensive rebound. They pass it to him again. And he immediately takes another 3.
He's not our problem.
I know he's not a problem,
21%.
but it was just
Suggs.
it was
Suggs.
all of that. Suggs in his last 4 games.
1%.
And everybody's like, oh, but his defense is what kept us in those games. And we wouldn't have won those games with defense. Right. But not when you're 1 for 13.
Who was he shutting down? Wasn't fucking Cade.
Wasn't Cade.
The only one that shut down Cade was on the bench the last 3 games. So
Then the question is, how fragile is Franz?
bro,
And is he
it's
somebody
not
we build
fragile.
around?
Yes. Dude, it's how many people had calf strains that then tore Achilles by continuing to
Most.
play on them?
Most.
All of them.
Yeah.
So it's the minute I saw him in game 4 with ice on his calf, I'm like, oh, he's fucked. He's fucked. And he was like, I can go back in. He was on a fucking bike, dude. Like, I was like, dude, he's done. Like,
Yeah.
he's not going back in. And then we have to, if it's not our coach, it's his staff at this point. If our doctors aren't able to keep these motherfuckers on the floor, I mean, we have to reevaluate. Is it unfair to fire Mosley? I personally have been I've loved him as our coach, but I don't know if he's the guy to get us over that hump. He's made it to the playoffs the last 3 years, hasn't made it out of the first round. It doesn't call a timeout.
I think that's the thing is he's gotten us as far as he can get us. And
yeah,
I'm grateful
but
for
the
it.
rumor of like Thibodeau was going to run us into the fucking ground if Thibodeau comes here. Like
Yeah.
Thibodeau's not the answer. But I also don't know. After that exit interview with Weltman, fuck, dude.
Dude, Weltman needs to go too.
That's what I'm saying. The guy steering this ship that just signed
Yeah.
an extension during the season, dude, I think we're going to bring back everyone and we're going to end up signing like Thibodeau or somebody like
Weltman's
that's
done
not
nothing
worth the
but
shit.
wrong since he got here. He's made terrible signings.
Yeah, I just
it's
we are in a bad
insane the
position.
signings he's made.
I think we have to trade Suggs. As much as I don't want to, we have a better Suggs and AB.
Right.
We need to just let AB run with it. Get rich shed AB is gonna command 22 million minimum. So how the hell are we gonna pay him and Paulo? Because we gotta pay
And
Paulo.
Bane. We can't let Bane go.
Paid.
We just
Bane's
gave the farm
paid.
away from him.
Bane's under contract. Where
I'm
he's
just
not a
saying at
free
some
agent.
point he's gonna need an extension.
Do if we don't win the next 2 years, it won't matter.
We only have 3 because once Paolo is upset and his contract's over, he's gone.
Well, Paulo's gonna be able to get a max deal with us. Paulo's probably not gonna go anywhere if we don't want him to. I mean, he's just gonna be able to get the most money. He the guy he was butting heads with is no longer here. He's the guy. So there's and he's 23. Yeah, no, he's not going anywhere. You pay that you back the Brinks truck up for that asshole. The only thing you might do is take the ball out of his fucking hands every fucking play.
Shaq,
Yeah, that
Tracy.
dude, come on. Tracy didn't we traded like we no. The
We traded him
Tracy
because we
thing
didn't want to pay him. We traded him because we don't pay him.
we've shown the last 3 years we'll pay these assholes.
We'll
We've
pay the
shown
wrong
that
people.
we'll pay it.
We showed that we paid the wrong people.
No, we paid Franz. We've got Franz locked up. We've paid we paid Suggs. If Suggs actually his offense was turning around, I don't know where the fuck it went in the playoffs. Like I've been a big like Suggs fan. Like everybody's like, "Oh, we need a point guard who can shoot the three." I'm like, "We have one." But it's just not working out.
You know where it went. His decline, the entire team's decline, came when Franz got injured.
So everything surrounds Franz. Like if Franz goes out, we're dog shit. Franz didn't play half the fucking year.
But does that mean it's a coaching issue then? Because if you remember,
1,000%. It's 1,000% a coaching issue. We don't run any offensive plays. We run here, Paulo, run down the floor and try to get open. How does that work? And it's literally I watched literally the same high ball screen that 3 fucking trips down the floor where Bane high ball screen out, Paulo tries to drive. I'm like, that is not going to work. We need a center. I mean, we need a center that can run a high pick and roll. If you want to keep the ball in his hands, it needs to be a high pick and roll. And the guy set in the pick needs to be able to pop a stroke. Like, I mean, it's just that simple.
I mean, we also need rebounding. It is insane on how bad we were out rebounded. At one point, I think they had 13 offensive rebounds, and we had 7 total rebounds.
Really good. Like we underestimate. Like Detroit was the number 1 seed all year. Like they're very good, and especially on the offensive boards and defensively. Amen Thompson is a monster. How he's able to get to the basket almost every time on to get the rebound is insane. Where he comes from is absolutely insane. Like if you're not putting a body on him to box out, he's getting that rebound. It's almost like I wouldn't say Rodman, but Rodman-esque. Like his ability to get that ball is pushing like Rodman territory. Rodman did the same shit. Houdini, how did he get to half the places he was to get that ball? You're like, how? Put a fucking body on him. But no,
we'll see.
I didn't like seeing Mose go.
We have 3 years left. We have 3 years
I didn't like
left.
seeing Mose go, but he kind of had to in order to actually see where
it's
our
wild to
potential
me
is.
that he lost the locker room because when he came in, he was a player's coach. Like that was his thing, is that he could bond with the players. And 4 years, 5 years into it, however long he's been with the team, all of a sudden you're losing the locker room.
Well, I'll tell you why. Because anybody in a leadership role knows that you can't do that. You can't bond with your subordinates because then they will take advantage of you, or they won't listen to you, or they'll ask, "Why are you coming down on me?" Or this and that. It's like, no, dude, there needs to be a definitive line. I'm your fucking boss. Like, not, "Oh, we're best friends." Like, now Paulo takes it personal you took the ball out of his hands. This
Yeah.
ain't personal, this is fucking business. You have no right dribbling down fucking half court.
No, do you know
0,
what it
especially
felt
after
like?
6 fucking turnovers. You have 0 right dribbling that fucking ball when all they're doing is picking when
Yeah.
you go by.
But it
Like,
felt it felt just like Aaron Gordon. Like that's when we had a young Aaron Gordon and they were trying to make him the ball handler and the scorer.
yeah,
That's
the
who
4th
Paolo looked
option.
like. He
The
looked
4th fucking
like
option.
Aaron Gordon, and it was
No,
PTSD.
because well, half the time he looks like LeBron, and half the time he looks like AG. Like, because he can do it. He can run downhill, get into the paint whenever he fucking wants, but it's hit or miss when he fucking wants to, and
Yeah,
it's absolutely annoying. Like, you need to be. What did you do at Duke? You didn't do that,
no,
and you can, just not the whole game. Like, I'm okay with you taking the ball in important possessions. Not every fucking drive, man. Like,
right.
get open. You set that screen for Bane. Then one of you assholes is open. And then if not, you got a third option who is. And Kane's Kane was a great two-way pickup. I really I like our I like where we're at, man. I think there's a few people we got to get off payroll.
Yeah,
JI, he's gonna be gone.
unfortunately,
Finally. I think he's
that
finally.
experiment is about 4 years past its
Well, we
expiration
couldn't we
date.
couldn't get rid of him. We
No,
his
we couldn't.
contract wasn't friendly enough. Like, we can get rid of him now to where someone will take him just to clear cap space next year, like, or the
Yeah,
year after. Like, they'll take him. Um, but Suggs, I think Suggs is at chip to where we can take, because we don't got no first picks anymore, which
it's
I'm
either
okay
Suggs or
with.
AB. We might have to
No,
dangle AB.
no,
We might,
we
because
pay a
Suggs has a
no.
big contract. Suggs
Yeah,
has a
get rid of
massive
his
contract.
trade him. Someone will take Suggs. Trade him. Like, get him off the payroll so you can play AB. AB's taller, can shoot the ball better, and plays just as good as fucking defense. So why
And he's
would you
younger.
not want someone who's pushing 6'8" point guard?
Yeah.
Yeah, no, AB's that guy. I
Well,
Including on 2K. 2K, he's that guy too. Like, they love that guy.
we will see.
2K.
We will see. We fired Mosley. Unfortunately, Weltman's still there. We'll see what the off season brings, but the window, the new window that we finally cracked back open, that window is it only has about 2 years or 3 years left in it.
Yeah, we got
Uh,
I mean,
it's
really depends what we do this offseason with Paulo's contract and AB.
Yeah.
Like,
I think
there
the
we
shittiest thing too was the last time this happened to us, it was against the Pistons, and I will never forget losing that series and what that looked like for us, and then watching them go on. Hopefully the Pistons don't win the championship, but watching them go on to win that championship, and
there's
it was
nobody in the East. I think
heartbreak.
Cleveland.
There is nobody in the East, and that's why all of these games are going to Game 7. Philly taking the Celtics out. The Cavs and I think it's
Yeah, and then
Toronto, whoever they went to
they got
Game
their
7.
shit kicked in by New York.
And then you look in the West, and all the top seeds 3-1, 4-0, or 4-1, 3-0, whatever 4-0, whatever it is. The West is going to win. It's no doubt going to be OKC or the Timberwolves
Yeah,
coming out of the West and winning
yeah.
it
I
all.
would like to see, like, the Timberwolves. I mean, Cleveland maybe. I mean, Cleveland, but even then, I'm like,
Yeah.
Detroit. Detroit has it. It's all Cade though. I mean, if
It's going to
anything
come down to
happens,
vets, though. If they get deeper into the playoffs,
yeah, it's going to come
who are
down
they
to
going?
Tobias.
If
It's
if
going to
if they
come.
go against, I think if they go against Minnesota or OKC, they'll be okay because OKC won. Minnesota doesn't have that veteran presence. They haven't been this deep in the playoffs in forever. I think if they meet there, they'll be okay. But if they were to go up against somebody, I don't even know who's left. The Lakers, the Nuggets are out, but there's not really a lot of veteran teams that are left.
I think it's. I mean, the way
Boston's out.
LeBron's playing, I think he's trying to get a curtain call. I think, like, think if he's able to win this year, I think he's done.
Yeah.
I think he's gonna hang it up.
Yeah, we'll see.
Dude, the way he's playing right now, he's a man on a mission. You know,
Yeah.
like he's playing like I'm winning this shit and I'm done. like, I think he did what he wanted to do. He played with his
Yeah.
son. What more do you want to prove, dude? Like what more is there? Like you've
Yeah.
got everything. Like I don't mind watching a 40-something-year-old play because he's still playing at a high level, but at the same time, like, you don't have to do this anymore, man.
Yeah. But I mean, look at so many athletes like, like Brett Favre. Look at Aaron Rodgers, like these people that, Tom Brady. Yeah, they can do it.
They
And
hang
look
on
at
too long.
I mean Michael Jordan. Look at Michael Jordan.
Well, that's my
It's
point. Like, you are still top up
yeah.
top of that top of the totem pole.
Would you
You
quit?
won't
Would you
oh,
quit?
dude.
Like I wouldn't. Like you got to think
It's
he's
tough.
40
I
something.
mean, what I would it'd be a hard conversation at the end of every off season with my wife.
It's not
It'd
like
be
he's playing football though. He's playing a
no, but
non-contact sport.
it's not about that. It's I'm away. Like you're not with your family. He's been away from his family for 20 fucking 3
His family's
years,
grown.
24
What's he
years.
gonna do? Go raise his kids?
Right.
They're grown.
Dude, I don't know. I
That's
I wouldn't want to go out. I would want to go out on my terms. Like
oh,
win and then go off. Like why especially if he wins this year, why would you stay?
love of the
What
game.
more do you have? Like
The man started when he was what, 18, 17? It's the love of the
dude,
game. I mean, that's
go
it.
be an owner. Go be a coach. Dude, that man
That's
as a
boring.
coach?
That's boring. Nah,
Could
he
you
can do that.
imagine him as a
He can do that in
not
10
even a
years.
coach, just front office?
He can do
Think
that in 10
about him in
years.
the front office.
What? He can do that at 60. Why
Dude, dude, it's
that
one of
he can do that from 55 to 70. What?
I am well, why do you want to see him continue to play?
I'm not that's not the angle I'm coming from. I'm saying if that was me, I'm playing. I'm playing for the love of the game. That's what he loved. That is literally his life. And if he takes that away, then what? Coach,
It's never
cool.
gonna be away. He's got two boys that are
He'll be
playing. He's
around,
got
but
multiple
that's what I'm
kids,
saying.
but
He can do that at 55. Well,
do you
he doesn't
think
have to do that at 45.
do you think he hangs out for Bryce? Bryce is gonna be what, 2 more years?
He
Bryce
might.
didn't even play. Like
Dude,
Bryce won a national championship.
LeBron is not even a bench player yet, so he still has like at least another 5
But
years.
I don't
if
think
he
LeBron will ever be a bench player. Like, but
wants.
also
All
like
right.
how much longer? Like
I don't know. We wrap
I
it
don't
up, we
know,
move on.
man.
We could talk basketball all day. We could talk LeBron all day. Fact of the
No, we
matter
couldn't. I
is the
fucking
Magic
hate him.
sucks, and this is not a sports podcast, so we'll save it for another day. But with
Nope.
that, we introduce a new rotational opener, a new mental health rotational opener because the other ones have got a little bit stale. So I will ask you, Nick, give me a current random obsession that you have right now.
Um, I've been watching a lot of YouTube golf videos, like Barstool Sports and Bob Does Sports. They
Like
had an
practice?
invitational, huh?
Like practice or just videos?
No, watching other people play golf just to make myself feel better about my game. They had an internet invitational, and it was like 6 episodes long, and it was multiple hours. So I've been kind of like just in that. They gave away $1 million to golf influencers. It was pretty neat. And then one of the guys that ended up winning passed away. There was a group of 3 people. It was a
Hmm.
team. He was fucking huge. His name was Beef. Uh, Probably had a heart attack if I had to guess. But so it was nice because that was unexpected. So at the end, like they showed like a montage of like him just striking the balls and stuff. So it was nice send off.
Nice.
But, yeah, I would say that, I've just been down the YouTube rabbit hole lately, just watching just random golf shit. I was watching another internet invitational with these random you wouldn't know who they are if you don't watch golf, so
Yeah.
there's no point.
The YouTube rabbit hole is a real thing.
Yeah, what about you? What's your, random obsession?
So this is super random, but in my house I have one, two, three, four, five, six, seven, eight, nine TVs, nine TVs, and every single TV has a either Google Chromecast or Fire Stick because we don't have cable or anything like that. And I recently switched over to Google Chromecast because the Fire Sticks, the older generations, they suck when they get out of updates. So Chromecast has always been the way for me, but Callie has recently wanted to get back into Fire Sticks because they have all the apps. You don't got to do the phone, yada yada yada. And we have accumulated more Fire Sticks than we have TVs. But since we have three kids under 10, we always lose our remotes. And so my current obsession has been tracking down every Fire Stick TV in my house, laying it out, finding all of the remotes, laying them out, and then taking a TV and testing each one to find out its name because we have two different Amazon accounts because half of the sticks are attached to my mom's Amazon account. The other half are attached to Callie's Amazon account. So I had to figure out which account is which and then figuring out in chronological order which ones are the oldest that we're getting rid of and which ones are going back onto a TV. It was a headache because when the Fire Stick remote detaches from the Fire Stick itself, you then have to download an app on your phone and then reconnect to the Fire Stick from your phone and then reset the Fire Stick remote and then go in and reprogram them to each other. So, obsession, frustration, it is now complete and I'm much happier. But that I don't want to say I want to say I probably spent at least 6 hours, 5 hours on that this week.
That sounds miserable.
Random. It wasn't
Yeah.
miserable. It was frustrating at first, but then when I figured it out, I felt um I don't know what I felt. I don't want to say I
Ass
felt
up and
relieved, accomplished.
throwing
I felt
them away.
accomplished. Accomplished.
Just everything got thrown out. I just have to buy new ones.
No, they don't need to be thrown out. They all still work. It's just it was time. It was 6 years of having to track them down and get them all in order. So
Mm-mm. That's a lot.
So that's our current random obsessions. Let me throw one more thing out there for the opener before we kind of get into this. I guess it's a pet peeve of mine, but do you remember those academic stickers? What was it? Like my child is on a roll or exceptional student. Do you remember
Like
those?
bumper stickers?
But yeah, yeah. Yeah.
Yeah, yeah.
Well, this weekend I came across a Tesla and we know all of the shit that went on and is going on with Elon Musk and these people that are, going against Teslas. Well, this person owns a Tesla, and on the back of their Tesla were all these stickers about how I forgot what they said, but
I
it's
bought this before Elon went crazy
oh,
and
there you go. I think that might have exactly been it. I bought this before. Enter Elon trope here, and I'm just sitting there like you literally paid this guy to drive this car that you still own, that's still depreciating in value, and you're putting all these stupid stickers on it to like what? Make a point or tell people that you're an idiot? I don't know.
self-expression, man. It's the same as the people that get on Facebook and do it. It's hey, look, I have an opinion and I think it matters, so you're gonna read it.
Like like I feel like just if you're that against Elon, just go sell your car and buy another one.
No, I gotta be electric. I can't. No, the problem is they can't afford it. They're all upside down.
Mm,
They can't get out of it.
probably.
Probably what it is.
But it reminded me of those honor roll stickers because I always and so my mom was the same way. I don't know if your parents were like this, but I would get so many honor roll stickers every year, and she wouldn't put them on
Bragging.
her car because she was like, "Oh, I don't want this to ruin my paint. I don't want this to ruin my car." So she would put them like in the garage or around the house instead. And I always said that like I would be that parent because I don't want to put stickers on my car. Like I feel like that's one of the dumbest things to do is put stickers directly on your car.
I I didn't even put my parking decal in
Yeah.
high school on my car. I had a
Y-
piece of plexiglass
Yep.
that I put it on and I shove it in my front window. I'm like, no,
Or when I had it in college, I would put it on like a CD case and then just
yeah,
put that like on the dashboard or something.
yeah, same shit. Yeah, no. My dad hated like Al hates the like bumper stickers or putting anything on a car. He's like the
It's just so
uh
trashy to me.
it's like you wouldn't put a bumper sticker on a Ferrari, right? Like,
I,
but that's more or less for tattoos.
you see some of these people that just like their whole back bumper will just be completely filled with stickers, and I'm just like, ah,
Yeah, I mean, if your car's a piece of shit and you want to, make it a little bit better, I get that. I understand. If you drive a 30-year-old car, you want to put fucking bunch of stickers on it,
yeah.
whatever, cool. I don't get that. I don't get the stick figure families. I don't get the
So that's
I
annoying.
I'm
That's
like
annoying.
the baby on board one I kind of get because like if there's an emergency, you want to make sure that they
Well,
knows there's a
it
kid on
has a
there.
meaning to it. If you
Right.
get into an
Like
accident and they see the baby on board, they're supposed to look for a baby. I feel like they're gonna look for a baby anyways,
yeah,
but
right. They see a car seat, they're gonna they could probably look for a baby. But um no, I never got like in those bumper stickers, like, oh my kid's an honor roll student at Forest Lake Elementary. I mean, that's a fucking book. Like what you're gonna put that on the back of your car?
they ended
It's like
up being like this big. It's just like a
it's as big
brick.
as your license plate. Like, what are you doing? No,
Ugh,
and then especially in the Florida heat, I mean, it's gonna permanently be there,
it's gonna rip
whether
the
or
paint
not
off.
you no, even if it doesn't rip the paint around it will fade and the paint
Yeah,
underneath it
right,
won't. So once that
right.
sticker is gone, you have a sticker still there that's
Yeah,
just brand new paint. So it's just not for me.
yeah.
Putting any
No,
of that stuff, not my cup of tea. A
I
decal
agree.
on the window, I would do, and we've done, but that's more or less like a in memory of type
Yeah,
situation or
sure.
something like that. But a window decal that you can scrape off and it's not gonna harm anything, I would do a
Yeah.
window decal.
Well, I mean, I completely agree, but it's funny though because I feel like stuff like that, right? It feels small when you're a kid. You're like, "Oh, I earned this. Put this on, mom and dad, please." And maybe they don't, but you don't think about it from the parent's perspective, right? Obviously, as a kid, you're too young to be that mature to think about what somebody else is seeing. And I think that actually transitions into what I want to talk about for segment one, because I guess as you listen to this, I want you to think about a moment from your childhood that felt normal to you, but it might have meant something bigger or different to the people around you. And the reason I say that is because I had a funny story, not a, well, I don't know if it's a funny story, but I had a story come up with my mom when she called me one day and she was like, uh, kind of holding back tears. You could tell she was emotional and she was like, "Hey," I'm like, "What's wrong?" She's like, "I want to talk to you about your podcast." And she started talking and she's like, "I don't think I can listen to it anymore." And I'm like, "Okay, that's fine. Like what's going on?" She's like, "Oh, I want to tell you I'm proud of you and it has nothing to do with that, but what she was doing is she had listened to one of our episodes where we talked about moving schools and going to one elementary school to one middle school to back to another high school where my friends interchanged, and I would see people for 2 or 3 years and then not again until high school. And she was like, I never knew that I was doing that to you. And I'm like, Mom, I like that didn't change my life. Like that wouldn't have changed anything. I was still, it's not like we were moving cities. Our high schools are miles apart from each other. It's like a 10-minute drive. And to me, it was a childhood memory. It was something that we were talking about. But to her, it was parenting guilt. It was a parenting wound. And she was just like, I can't believe I did that to you. To, as I don't know if my question is, growing up, did something like that ever occur to you when you were a kid that you thought about? Or as a parent and as an adult, has something like that ever came across where maybe when Sam was younger, you were doing something, you're like, oh, well, I'm not going to do that way because I remember that my parents did that and I felt this way about it. Has that kind of story ever assimilated to you, either growing up or being a father?
Oh, um, no, no, I don't necessarily take things like that personal. Like just because you did something doesn't mean it had something to do with me. Um, so it's hard to relate on that aspect, but I have been definitely involved with like including just on this podcast when Danny was on and we reminisced about me almost dying at his house with the fuzz. His
The
sister
fuzz.
was very upset and adamant that uh
After the
yeah, oh
episode came
yeah,
out?
after she listened to the episode and contacted me and was like, that's not how it happened. And like for me, I'm like, well, that's how it happened in my brain, but apparently like it wasn't on purpose. Like they were throwing it and it just happened to make it end up in my mouth. But uh, again, I wouldn't know that.
Yeah.
My truth. So it's like, is your truth the truth? Or yeah, like obviously your truth is the truth to you, but it doesn't mean it's the end all be all.
No, and I think that's the perfect way to frame it, is because your truth was your truth, her truth was her truth, even though they were both true, it was different interpretations. And I think that that's where this comes into play with my mom. And what I think about is parents carrying guilt over these things that kids don't remember, kids move past, and that happens to me all the time. you know, Tegan's 5, Carter's 3, Kinsley was younger, and I would always feel like, "Man, if I don't do this right now, like, as a parent, is that gonna make my kid feel this way or that way about something?" And I'm not talking about big life things, I'm talking about little things here and there,
Mm.
and sometimes I would feel so guilty, like, "Oh, man, I have to do this right now or else." And I think one of the biggest examples that you could probably think of as a parent is when your kids are younger and maybe they want your attention or it's late, they have to get to the bed. So you yell at them or you be direct, like, all right, it's time to go to bed now. And then they go to, maybe they were crying and they go to bed and you're like, man, I feel terrible. Like I miss my kid so much, but that little shit needs to go to bed right now. So it's just that guilty part when you're parenting young, you're making these decisions the way that you think is the best way to make them, and you're hoping it doesn't mess your kids up.
That's all you can do. I think that's I think that's all I think that's parenting. I think that's all you can do. You do what you think is best and hopefully your kid doesn't get fucked up by it. I
Yeah.
mean, uh, and the funny thing is kids remember they're going to remember things differently than you anyway. Like you could be like that's not how it happened. They'd be like, "Well, that's what I believe." I mean, and it just isn't true, but
If they remember it at all. There's times where I'll
right.
talk to my parents and they'll be like, "Oh, do you remember this?" Not a clue. Not a
Mhm.
clue.
Yeah, it's for me, it's a little different because I remember a lot of stuff, so it's just like, "No, I remember that," but I Like, somebody will come up to me and say something and be like, "I don't remember that."
Mm,
And that's rare, but when it happens, I'll be like, "Sounds plausible." So, sorry.
yeah. Yep. It's funny. It's funny that like I want to be honest. You know, that's the whole point about this is for us to be open and honest. And I don't think that I've held anything back. You know, we've talked about doing drugs and doing this and doing that, doing good things, bad things. And she, my mom even said to me, she's like, I don't care about hearing the drug stories, but it's just, it's the way that you made that story sound. Personally, she felt like she was the villain. And
Ye but
all we're doing is
why? I
being
think
honest,
that's
right?
more but I
We're
think
telling
that's
the truth.
more for, what we talk about isn't necessarily about our parents, right? Like, for me, anything that I've talked about, my mo has nothing to do with my parents. Like,
Yeah,
so for them, if they listen to take any of this personal, I think that's more of a reflection on where they're at than anything else. Like, y I would be doing some
why do you feel guilty?
self-reflecting, like, why do I feel
Yeah,
guilty about this? Why did him saying that trigger something in me? Because really, it shouldn't. You were doing the best you could for us or for you. I'm gonna talk for you at this
sure,
point.
sure,
Like,
sure.
she
Yep,
was your parents did and made those decisions as you were growing up because they thought it was the best decision for the family, and that's what you needed at the time. So it's not a negative. I mean,
right.
I moved. We have very similar situations. I went to, Discovery, and we didn't even move, and I had to move schools. Uh, so, like, they built a
Yeah,
new school, and it's like, "Well, you're zoned
right,
for the new school, so here you go." I didn't even have to move to lose all of my friends, so it's like,
right.
would your mom feel guilty about that? Like
Well, and that's the
like
thing too, is Heritage was a new school. We were
Mhm.
zoned, you know? Did
Yeah, you
we
can't
move?
do anything about that. Like,
No,
you're gonna
and
move
we
just to
did
get me to
move.
go to a different middle school? Middle school ain't worth it, mom. Like, don't why uproot your whole
Yeah,
life? Like,
right,
I'm like, and your mom's great. So it's just like, don't feel guilty about these things. Like, these
yeah,
things, like, this is, you
especially, like,
did
something
great.
as small as that.
It's this, no, like, you did amazing. Like, you are an amazing human being. So, like, for her to feel any sort of like negativity about anything we say, I feel bad because it's like, no, this isn't a reflection on you,
Yeah.
at all.
I did feel bad. I said to her, like, "You have no obligation to listen to this. Like, whether you do or you
No, but
don't,
I will want
I
them
want
to.
you to
Like,
get
I
comfortable."
want, I wish my parents would listen.
Mm,
I think I've only listened to one episode, but I would love it. I think I get it from Jess sometimes from being too open. She's like, "Well, you just say anything," and I'm just like, "Well, that's the point of this, right?
yeah,
Just to be honest and try to help other people in our situations." So, I
yeah.
definitely understand the oversharing part, but
Hey, oversharing the courage, baby. Do
I know it's in our and it's in our tagline, Jess. I'm just doing what we're supposed to do.
I guess then my last question, just about parenting and parenting guilt, is do you think that parents remember more about what they did wrong or what they did right?
Yeah. I think they harp more on the things they did wrong, when because the things they did right are always gonna outweigh the things they did wrong. I mean, if
Mm,
you're a good parent, right? If you're a good parent, you are gonna have a laundry list of good things, and you're gonna have these 5 things that torment you personally that may or may not be even the thing in your kid's mind.
right,
And that's a you it's normally most of these things are always a you thing. Most of the time, it's you choosing to do that to yourself, or you
yeah,
choosing to take it this way, you choosing to feel this way. Most of the time, it's you choosing that, unless they are very blunt and say, "You did this to me," and like most of the time, it's you, and it's you wanting to be better, or most of the time, it's that. At least for me. I get down I'm like not necessarily regret, but wish I had done things a little bit differently, but just because I want to do this right. I don't want to mess this up, and
Mm.
we're going to. So it's like,
I think that's a fair point too, because here's the other thing is when you do things right, it's not like, especially when you have little kids, they're not, "Oh, I love you, thank you," right? They're moving on to the next thing. You could do the best thing in the world and then give them an Amazon box, and they're like, "Oh, here's an Amazon box." But when you do something wrong or they're not happy about it, that's when they're more vocal, they're throwing tantrums. You could have the most
wait,
perfect day at, Walt Disney,
you
right?
could do
And
everything
because
right, and they still do that
exactly,
though. You could
exactly.
do everything right, and they still act that way. I mean, I'm talking
Yep.
like you as a parent know you did something not right. Like raising your voice at your kid when they didn't do anything. Like that like those are the things I'm talking about where it's
Mhm.
like, "Oh, I didn't do it right." But my kid might not even remember I just yelled about not cleaning your room, but I have no idea, if they're gonna remember that or not, but I know that I shouldn't have done that.
Yeah.
And like that will eat me up more than anything in the world. So it's for me, it's me, right? Like I'm gonna be the one that drags me into that place. I'm the one that's gonna feel those feelings because I want to.
It
I
happens to me
want
all
I
the time.
mhm,
For instance, if I'm stressed out at work or with one of the other kids, and I'll raise my voice, and I'm really thankful that Kinsley's getting a little bit older because she realizes, and maybe I'll yell at her, and I'll go back 20 minutes later. I'll be like, "Hey, I'm so sorry. This, and this happened, and that's why I was a little bit more on edge. It wasn't anything you did," and she can understand that now. And that is where I go mentally a lot
mhm,
if I'm thinking about how the day went or what wrong or what I feel that I did wrong to the kids during that day,
mhm.
it'll eat me alive. And Carter and Tegan, younger, can't talk to them about it. Kinsley, a little bit older now, she understands, and I think that that's been a benefit.
Yeah. It can, at least, but again, that is that for you? Is that
Yes,
you going and explaining to her so you feel better about the situation?
100%.
And I did I I asked that because I did the same thing. A lot of the problems that I have with Samantha now are because of how I acted and reacted to things. Maybe not even to her, maybe not even a fault of hers. Like
Mhm.
she just was the one that was there, and she did one thing, and it was now
End of the world.
I would snap or I would yell or whatever.
Yeah.
And like I read something back then that was like really like eye opening. It was like hammer a bunch of nails into a fence, and then you take the nails out, the holes are still there. Um, and
Mm.
when I'm like, huh, like the damage is still there, right? Like whether you meant to or not, like the damage is there. So thinking of it like that, it's like, oh,
Mm.
maybe I n- like it helped me be better, right? It helped me not be as short. Like knowing, like one of my rules now when I come home, it's like the minute I'm out of that car, work's done. Like I don't think about it, I don't talk about it, I don't worry about it. And one of those main reasons was I was bringing so much stress home from work with me that I would just be an asshole to anyone around, and they would just exist, and you know something,
All
yeah,
humans do that.
nothing that would did nothing that would get deserve the reaction that they got, they would get. And I mean, a lot of therapy, anger management, things like that. It's just like, yeah, no, like I can say
Yeah.
sorry, but it doesn't change the fact that, I hurt someone
Right.
or things like that. So it's like, what can I do not to do that? If you find yourself doing these things and you don't want to do it, what can I do to not be this way? Like,
Yeah.
I know I'm stressed from work. What can I do not to take this out on the people around? And for me, it was just that, like, the minute like, you work from home, so it's a little harder. Like, for me, it's like, oh, that drive home, get it all out. Whatever
Yeah.
it is, get it out, and if you need to sit in the driveway for fucking 5 minutes, sit in the fucking driveway. But you are not walking through that door with anything with work stressing you out. So get it out, figure it out. You gotta go to the gym. Whatever. But once you're home, it's done. At least again, this is for me and it helped with me.
Yeah.
Like,
I do the same thing, and even though I work from home, like, sometimes I'll need to get out of the house, and it will be, "Hey, I'll say to Callie, 'Let me go pick up Tegan from school. Let me go
mhm,
pick up Kinsley from school.'" Because then I'm out of the house for, an hour, 30 minutes.
mhm.
I'm driving, I'm getting, my blood pressure's going down, and then I come back home, and then I get back to work. So, it's the same thing, and I think that, we tell these stories, and like you said, there two people can live in the same moment, and they both see a truth in a completely different way. And I just think about, if somebody hears that story and they hear their failure, just like the whole Fuzz story with my mom's story, and they're just like, I don't want to say defensive about it, but they don't want to hear that failure when they know their version of the truth might have been something different. And I just think that that's where communication and understanding comes into play, because me would have never known my mom would have felt that way because of that. She would have never known that I felt that way from the moving, but now she's put her truth out there. I've put mine, and I think it creates a little bit more of a bond, a little bit more of a conversation, and
Yeah,
a little bit more, I don't know, feeling and communication.
I think it's a understanding where
Yeah,
you're both coming from. Like, yeah, I think it's just that. I think it's understanding. Conversations do that.
communication and understanding. So, I thought that was a good story to talk about. I think it's super relatable. Uh, Opening up on this podcast has definitely been valuable. I've had a lot of people reach out that maybe I haven't talked to. I've had my parents' friends, I've had other people's parents text me, reach out, "Hey, listen to this episode and just want to say like this and this." And I think there's a lot of positive affirmation, but I don't think a lot of times what people don't talk about is just maybe that truth and that failure and the other side of the coin. I think it's a positive experience for everybody to just have that understanding. But
Yeah, no, I'm right there with you. I couldn't agree more.
I think that that's where nostalgia gets a little bit weird, right? Because we are constantly, well, as we get into our 40s, I think nostalgia is now becoming a much bigger thing, right? You don't think about nostalgia when you're your 20s, maybe even not early 30s, but as you start pushing 40s and older, I had a memory come up the other day from high school prom, and it was like 19 years ago, and I'm just like, Jesus, like high
The
school was
after
not
prom
19
photo?
years ago. Yeah, after prom
Yeah.
photo. And sometimes, we're not attached to what actually happened, but we're attached to how it made you feel. And I think there's a correlation there from the parent thing to what we'll talk about next. Is I have been rewatching a lot of either older movies or older TV shows, especially when I was a kid, not only just to show my kids, but sometimes to go back and rewatch and have that experience and be like, "Hey, is this really good? Or was this a product of its time?" And I know that anybody listening has a movie or a show that they loved growing up, and they've gone back and rewatched it, and honestly, they were like, "Does that hold up, or is this movie or show trash?" But I wanna talk about rewatch or regret as kind of the next step. Is there any shows or movies that you loved growing up that you've rewatched or that you're afraid to rewatch? Has that happened to you recently?
Um, no. Um, there maybe not ones that I'm afraid to watch, just probably ones that I haven't watched in a while. but no, one of the big ones is Rookie of the Year. I bought it
Okay.
on the Amazon account, and my brother shares it. So he randomly was on Prime one day. He's like, "You bought Rookie of the Year?" I was like, "Yeah." And so he ends up watching it and starts just texting me a bunch of quotes from it. And it was one of those like we got to reminisce and like Rowan Gardner throw the heat, and then like not knowing like the big dude's name was Hito. We we thought he was Potato, and like just things like that. Um but I haven't I'm trying to think if there's anything I've watched that hasn't lived up to what I remember. And I just I don't really have one uh that doesn't hold up.
Mm.
I like people will be like Friends was a good one. If you'll rewatch Friends without the laugh track, is it still as funny as we remember? And like personally, I don't think so, but that's just me.
Yeah.
I'm sure that's a hot take. There's so many people that love Friends, and I'm just like, some of the episodes were funny, but like I said, the minute you take that laugh track out, it's like, man, these jokes don't hit nearly as much as they probably would if that thing was on. Um, Uh, but yeah, I'm trying to think of anything that I'm like, yeah, no, that doesn't really hold up. I mean, all of our stuff are so good, they're bringing them back. I mean, they've brought back Scrubs, they've brought back Malcolm in the Middle. I mean, a bunch of the stuff that we grew up on was is good enough that they're like, yeah, let's run it back. That '70s show had that '90s show because nobody has original thought anymore, and they rather just tug at our nostalgia.
Well, that's the thing. Is it that they was so good,
I
or
mean,
was
they're
it that
good. I mean,
these people, well, you gotta think, right? The producers and directors
it's
are
one.
getting older now, and it's like, is this just what you know, or was it actually good?
Well, I can say that the new Scrubs and the new Malcolm in the Middle
Mm.
is pretty good. Like, so I'm gonna be like, then it hell holds up. I would like to go back and watch some of the original Malcolm in the Middle episodes, but anything that I've seen, I'm like, yeah, no, it would still hold up. I saw a clip of Hal talking about how much like he loves his wife more than she loves him. And he's like, yeah, it has to be that way. You have all this other shit. Like you can't be as in love with me as much as I am with you. You have all this other stuff to worry about. And it's just like and
Yeah.
then her coming to the realization that holy shit, it might be true. It was just a good scene, but yeah, holds up. Even Scrubs. Trying to think, I started rewatching Weeds.
I love Weeds,
And Weeds is
I
good.
think.
Even
Oh,
the
I haven't rewatched it in years.
yeah, but from the first season when I just started, I'm like, yeah, this holds up. Like,
Hmm. It's funny because I don't know if you remember the last time you watched, Van Wilder or Scary Movie 1 or 2, but yeah,
I want to watch Scary Movie 1 and 2 before I go and I'm going to go watch this new one when it comes out.
it can't it came out already.
No.
No? Yeah,
Mm-mm. When did it come out?
I thought it came out a few months ago.
No, I don't think it's out yet, dude.
Scary Movie 7, right?
Yeah.
I'm pretty sure that came out a few months ago. Oh, no, June 5th. You're right, you're right.
Yeah, I'm like, no, dude, I would have seen it.
Alright, we got 1 month. You're right, you're right.
Yeah, no, I'm
I
like, no, I'm pretty
I'm so
sure, but
excited for that movie
so am
because
I.
going back and rewatching 1 and 2, you're just like, "That is so over the top." 1, it's hilarious. 2, it's over the top. But 3, in today's world, in today's climate, it would not hold up, and then all of a sudden they turn around, they're like, we're getting rid of cancel culture. Here's Scary Movie 7." And I hope they succeed because ever since we as a society got into the climate we're at, I think the reason that movies have been so pigeonholed is because they don't want to get canceled, and they're spending hundreds of $1 millions, billions of dollars, and they don't want it to be a cancel culture movie. Does that make sense?
Yeah, I mean, yes, especially with the comedies. We haven't had a good raunchy comedy in years, at all. And not even like not even need to be disgusting, just like a scary movie or I mean Van Wilder, but Wedding Crashers. You
Yeah.
know, like Wedding Crashers, I would think would be probably frowned upon in the current climate. It's just like, who fucking cares? Like, everyone giving a fuck about everybody's feelings is how we got here. I don't
Mm.
fucking care. I'm not responsible for your fucking feelings. I'm not responsible to help you regulate them, nor do I have to do anything with them. So, if more creatives took that fucking mental, we would have more of the shit we grew up on. But everybody's too scared or frightened, or quite frankly, care too much what other people fucking think to
Yeah.
just do whatever they want, write whatever you want, and if it's good enough, a studio will fucking make it. It's, I mean, in today's day and age, man, like I miss being able to make fun of whoever the fuck you want. Would What is that movie with Johnny Knoxville where he
Jackass?
plays, um
Bad Grandpa?
no,
Oh,
no, no, no.
the CDs one, you scratch my CD. Um,
Yeah, 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 the
where the Special
exactly.
Olympics.
Yeah. Is it
Um,
Special Olympics or
no, no, no. The Ringer,
yeah, yeah, The
Ringer.
Ringer. It's The
Yeah,
Ringer. Would that be able to go today in the current climate?
I
Like,
love
the
that movie.
guy's literally playing a mentally handicapped person and then going into the
Check
Special
my
Olympics,
CD
like
in clear daylight, and you
yeah.
scratched.
The the ice cream dude, it's a great movie,
Where the fuck
but
did we get ice cream?
would we get that in today's climate? And it's like, I don't think so, because people are
No.
too scared of what other people think, and it's like, why? Like,
Money, money.
sure, I guess, but look what cancel culture did. Not a damn thing.
But here's the thing: is it's even if something does well, but not well enough. Even if something does well to the point where people are like, I want a second, I want a third, but it doesn't do well enough to where they didn't make more than $100 million, they scrap it. If it's not $1 billion movie, even if they're repurposing the same fucking things over and over, then it's not going to work, because even like Netflix and all of the streaming apps, they have all this original shit, and when something original does well, it's not making enough money, so we scrap it.
You also got to think how much they're spending on all of these things, like,
Well,
that
then
don't do
don't
well.
keep raising my prices. If you're gonna keep cutting original content,
Do you
then
see
don't
what they've
fucking
done? Did you see
raise my
what
prices.
Netflix did? They've gone back. They're like, "Oh, you can have someone that doesn't live at your house. Like, you can have you can give access to one user that doesn't live with you."
You
And
gotta pay
then,
for it
like,
though.
also, I was reading somewhere, I think X somebody just lowered their pricing because they're getting out of hand. I can't remember who.
No, Xbox lowered their Game Pass pricing, but they took Call of Duty out of it. So and also it's absolutely ridiculous that you have to pay $23 a month to play Xbox, where it used to
You don't
be,
have to.
yes you do. Yes, you
No,
do.
that's for
You
Game Pass and
you have
Ultimate.
to, if you know, if you want to play internet-based games, you have to have Game Pass. And the only reason I know this is because I was on an annual subscription that was grandfathered in because I had had it for so long. And Dale was like, "Oh, here's a free gold and whatever the pass is, Game Pass." I was like, "Oh, I'll try it." It was like a 3-month thing. After 3 months, I had to resubscribe to Game Pass to continue playing games like Call of Duty. So if they connect to the internet and they have a server, you have to pay for Game Pass. It's always been like that, because you always had to pay a yearly subscription to be able to
Yeah,
play
I
internet-based
know
games.
that, but it was always cheaper if you didn't have the games included. You just
That's
wanted to
not
be
it's
on the
not an
internet.
option anymore. They got rid of
Mm,
annual, and you have to have some sort of Game Pass.
that's fine. I mean, I don't buy games anymore anyway, so
It's so it used to be like $70 a year, and now the minimum is like $20 a month, so 200 and something dollars a year just to play video games that you
no,
also have to pay $70 to buy, that you
I
also
don't
have
buy
to
them.
pay
I don't buy them.
microtransactions to
I
enjoy the
don't do it.
game.
I don't do that
I don't
shit.
do any of it, but
But
people do.
yeah,
It's
but
getting
yeah,
out of hand.
the nostalgia shit, man. It's
So so it's funny. I think some of the cheesiest stuff is so good. Like I've gone back and I'm watching the original Power Rangers. Terrible.
yeah,
The
it's
storylines are
garbage.
terrible, the interactions are terrible, the graphics are terrible, but it's such a good show because it has life to it. Like even like Dragon Ball Z, you know? Terrible. They're sexist. They're they spend 20 minutes powering up. They're always sexist. There's always some sort of like feministic thing behind the things that they're saying. Just like Power Rangers, they're constantly making fun of like the female characters. Oh, you can't do this and you can't do not to the guys. The guys are martial artists and the smartest people ever, but then I was like, oh, you're a girl, you can't do this. But to me, these cheesy things, all that. I was just watching the original All That.
All that
They
holds up.
they hold up because they're original ideas and it's just not the same thing over and over and over again. And maybe there's times where you're like, oh, ooh, ooh. But a majority of the times you're like, yeah, even though the production isn't $1 billion production, and don't get me wrong, green screen, CGI, that's all fine. But I think the movies without CGI, Jurassic Park, the movies where they had to build their sets or build their animatronics and they're not relying on, hey, wear this
They're
suit
called
and
practical
then just
effects.
stand there looking like this.
Yeah, they're called practical effects.
Practical effects. It
Yeah.
makes for a better movie.
I like how like nowadays they incorporate practical with CGI.
Hmm?
That makes the best movies. I don't like just the CGI shit. But
No,
we'll never get practical like we did back in the 90s. It's just not cost effective. I mean, it
they
just
did that with Game of Thrones, which was
yeah.
awesome. Building the full sets, putting them in these worlds, but again, the costs
But that
go up.
was a
Costs go up.
series that
You're
they
right.
had that last over what 7 8 seasons.
Yeah.
I mean that you can do with a series. I don't think you could do that with a movie.
What does holding up mean to you? Does it mean that it's good or that it's bad but worth keeping or
No,
that it makes you
it's just
feel a
how you
certain way?
remember it. It's just how you remember it, right? So like if it was good when you saw it 30 years ago and you watch it now and you're like, yeah, this is still good. Like that. Or you watch it and be like, man, this is not how I remember it.
Yeah.
And then it's like, yeah, this doesn't hold up because it just like sometimes we think things are better than they actually are. So when we actually go back and rewatch it, it's like, oh man, this isn't good. I haven't seen Angels in the Outfield in probably 30
Mm.
years. I hope to God if I sit down and watch it today, it holds up to how I remember it because me and my brother still to this day quote Roger being left by his dad and all this stuff like
I love that.
Dude, but a part of me is like, man, Angels in the Outfield probably not a good movie. Like if if I'm really thinking about it, I'm like, man, this is not one they talk about when they talk about Danny Glover. You know, like Angels in the Outfield ain't his best movie. So, and Tony Danza, it's like, oh no, these guys were hurting for
Yeah.
money when they made this movie. So
It reminds me of Sandlot. It's still a classic,
Sandlot
still
holds up
amazing to
though. Like
watch. But then
Sandlot is
yeah, but then you're
amazing.
like the whole story is based on these guys being afraid of a dog, and then all of a sudden this dog like tears the fence down and chases this kid
The dog
across
was
an
such a
entire city.
minuscule part of that.
No,
You gotta think
He would
No,
if you
the
when's the
dog
last
was
time
the
you
main
watched it?
protagonist 1,000%, but if you look at to see how long Hercules is actually in that fucking movie, it's such a small part.
But it's not visual, it's the idea.
No, 1,000%, but it's the what I got from that movie is the kids you grew up with and, like, the nostalgia of not knowing when the last time you were playing with that group of
Yes.
friends.
Yeah.
Like, that's what I got, not, "Oh, the dog," like, no.
No,
This was every one of us, you know what I mean? Every single one of us that grew up playing outside with had a
yeah,
group of friends can relate to that movie because we were living it. We didn't know they were the best times of our lives, like, we had no idea, and, there was a definitive day in time that was the last time that you all were together doing the shit you love, and that movie displays that perfectly,
yeah,
and it also displays, like, people dying, you know, because at the end, they tell you one of them died, you know, one of them died, you know, married one of them married his fucking high school crush, you know, and then only 2 of them are best fucking friends still, you
yep,
know, so,
yep.
like, if anything, it's like a good, uh story of how life goes, I guess, like,
I'm telling you though,
especially
go back
younger.
and rewatch it because Hercules, he has such a
Oh
hold
my
on that
god.
movie, and you're just like,
Dude,
it's
I think you are
I get
remembering it
everything. I
way
agree with
wrong, dude.
everything you just said about the movie. I agree with everything you just said, but I'm telling you, go back and watch the movie, and you're just like, gee, like it's just a dog. Whatever, whatever.
It's not just a dog, dude.
It's a
He
memory.
tells you it's not just a dog.
It's just a dog.
It mm.
Do you think when we think about these shows, do you miss the show or do you miss
Mm-mm.
the version of who we were or the life that we lived at that moment when we watched these shows or movies?
I think it's a combination. I think because I mean, I don't remember how I felt watching them. I more or less remember them, you
Yeah,
know, so it's not necessarily a feeling that they gave me. Um,
I agree.
I I think now though, I think looking back, it's like, man, like especially like Angels in the Outfield. I haven't watched it probably since I was a teenager, and I'm like, but I can still quote 90% of it for how much I watched it, so I'm like, "Do I miss the movie or do I miss being able to just shoot the shit with my brother?" You
Right.
know, like, and I guess that's part of what we're talking about in this segment is like, which is it? And I'm like, well, with that one in particular, I'm gonna go with the feelings, than anything else, because I'm going with it's probably not a good movie.
Yeah. I mean, it's true. There's so many times where I'll watch an old show and be like, I don't remember watching this as a kid, but I know that I watched it, and I'll watch it back, and I'll either be like, yeah, that was good, or that was bad, or that was cheesy. But just like Angels in the Outfield for you, the original Power Rangers movie for me was with Chris Sarametta, and we could, we talked about in his episode, we could literally quote the movie from start to end, and I watch it now with my kids because we played in the DVD. I still think it's a good movie. I think it's actually a good movie. It's watchable. My kids like it, but I'm also wondering, like, do I think that it's so good because it has such a positive, thought process for me and for Chris Sarametta? If I didn't have that with him, would I go back and watch it and be like, this movie is actually shit? Or am I going to defend this movie till the end of time? Because not only
Right.
one, do I think it's a good movie, two, I like the content, but three, it makes me feel and remember a good memory. I think there's a
Mm.
couple of different
Yeah, I
bins that
agree.
we put these
Was
things in.
was Three Ninjas a good movie?
Oh,
Why the fuck? I don't know.
we've been talking about going back and rewatching that.
I was like, "Was Three Ninjas good?" Like, my gut says probably not. Surf Ninjas. I remember watching the shit out of Surf Ninjas with Rob Schneider. I like, crazy fucking and I'm like, "Is that movie even good?" You know?
So many of the so you bring up all these surfing movies, and I think Johnny Tsunami, where we
Oh,
just wa Kinsley likes it, and I'm like, "Man, this movie's so bad."
dude, Johnny Tsunami's terrible, but hee Pono. Dude. I
Most of
love
the
it.
Disney original movies are so
Oh,
bad, but
there, dude. You better Smart House, fucking phenomenal.
Smart House is so
Smart House
bad. It's so
with Katie Siegel, fucking phenomenal, bro. Like how you can say that movie was terrible is beyond me.
when's the
Luck of the
last time you
Irish,
when's the
come
last time you
on,
watched it?
bro. Uh, it's been a while. What's the other one? Was Brink a
Brink?
Disney
Yeah.
movie?
Yep. Yeah.
Paper Brigade. You remember
I don't remember that
Paper
one.
Brigade with Gunther Wheeler?
How
That
about
was the
Alley
main
Cat
character.
Strike, where
Yeah, of
she
course.
spins the ball?
Yeah, of course. Come on, dude. Yeah, to get the spare never would work, dude.
The Split. The Split. It
Yeah.
was a
Wait, to
6-10
pick up the
split.
spare, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, but
Yeah.
yeah,
Well,
fucking so dumb.
it's great. Well, I don't know. Maybe we'll have to have a
We'll just have a
segment one
Disney
day
fucking movie night.
where Disney movies or where we
Ooh, we
rewatch
could
a
just
movie
maybe we'll just start doing that on Twitch where we just watch. We can
aside.
do like what is that that old Science Theater 3000 or whatever
Oh, yeah, that's
where they
terrible, but I love watching that.
right, but we could
It's
do
so
that where we
bad.
just are talking over fucking bad movies or like
Just our shadows. We
yeah,
put the camera behind us. And Callie and the kids walk by throwing
Mystery
popcorn and
Science
shit.
Theater. Yeah, there it is.
Man, I love that show too. I tried. They remade that. They ended
I
up,
know
yeah, they did a remake of it.
they
It's just
did.
not good. But
Yeah.
I guess the whole point of it was to trash shitty movies.
Yeah.
So
No, the
it
whole
was
thing was
comical
to
in that.
talk over bad
Yeah.
movies.
So, well, so there's another level to this, to what we're talking about. And for some reason, well, not for some reason, but May 4th, right? May 5th, a lot of Star Wars stuff. It had me thinking because that's when you start to see all this social content. But it got me thinking about movies, shows, even artists. I think we were watching, I was talking to my mom about something, or maybe I was talking to Kelsey about Coachella and people crying. I don't remember, but there's some people that just they don't just like these movies or shows. They build their identity around it. They embody these characters, or they take these actors as the character they are, and they put them on a pedestal, and basically like that becomes their life.
Yeah.
Wow. I can't connect with that because I
Right.
don't think that there's a single thing in my life that I would put over life or kids that's, that's not real. Like it's not real. It's a book, it's a movie, it's a TV show, it's somebody playing something else. Why do people get so emotionally attached to the fictional world, in your opinion?
Because their lives suck.
I don't like that answer. I don't.
Dude, why else would you do that? Why else would you play make believe? Why else would you like because your reality is so terrible that you just need to escape it. I is the only thing I can come up with. I can't fathom any other reason to do all that. I I don't understand putting anybody or anything on a pedestal. I don't. I can be a fan of it, but there is no way am I gonna be that's how I identify. Like I've never seen an episode of One Piece. That seems like a cult. The One Piece cult. I don't it's an anime that
Okay.
apparently is like this longest running anime. There's like 1,000 fucking episodes and shit. But like
Mm.
if you haven't seen One Piece, like people are like, "What the fuck?" Like I'm like, I have no interest.
I
I
never even
don't
heard of it.
watch it. I've no interest. It's on Netflix, I believe, but
Yeah.
they're making a live action of it too. Um, I don't know, man.
I
It's
I can see if somebody has an emotional attachment where, you know, maybe it was something that them and their mom or dad loved to do, and maybe their parent passed away and they're like, right, there's an emotional attachment there. But then at the same time, like for instance, John Cena, right? John Cena retires and it's this big thing. And I'm on social media and I just, Mr. Cena, you were there for me when I was a kid. You helped raise me. Like
And
this
guess what?
guy.
He never saw those fucking comments.
Whoa, don't even get me started there when people make these Facebook posts about
Never
these
saw 'em.
people that will never read them. I'm like, why are you writing a 10-page Facebook? First off, you haven't posted in like 3 years, and now you're posting about some enter sports person or athlete or singer here that's died, and you're writing like this 10-page thing. And I don't understand that because it has no meaning to you. But you know, John Cena was playing a character, reading lines written by other people, and you're like,
No, it's
you know,
real, bro. What the fuck?
hustle,
No.
loyalty, and respect. You taught me to never give up, and I'm just like, well, that's who
He
taught you
gave
to
up.
never give up. You tap like a bitch. You
Fucking
know,
laughed while he did it.
Harry Potter, like Star Wars, Stranger Things. People got so up in arms about how Game of Thrones, getting so up in arms about how it ended. You
Well,
know, make me
that I get. Being upset about how a show ended, I completely understand. You've invested and sometimes hundreds of hours into
yeah.
something, and then they do that. Fuck
Okay.
you. It's not a oh, like I'm
Fair.
obsessed. It's
Okay.
no, like that part of it's like, dude, do you know how much fucking time I just invested to see that bullshit? Like fuck you.
How about people crying at concerts? Have you ever
Concerts.
cried at a concert?
No, 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 no. Not saying that I couldn't. Like we talked about this before a little bit before the episode, but I, if I were to cry, it would be about where I was when I heard that song or some like relating to the song, not the
The
person.
emotional attachment,
Yeah,
like we talked
I
about.
if I couldn't imagine like getting all like start crying if I saw Teddy Swims. Like go I like or Jelly Roll or like any of these people. I if anything I'd be like, "Oh, you just hey man, thanks for making good music" or something like that. I couldn't imagine be like so verklempt that I couldn't have words to say to this human being. There's no they are no different than me. They just got lucky. Like am I wrong? Like luck I mean not
Oh,
they also work very hard, but a
there's
lot of
skills that are behind
becoming
it.
famous, a lot of it is just luck, man.
Well,
Like you could
I
be
take
the
that back.
greatest musician.
In today's world, becoming famous has absolutely no meaning to it because half of the fucking people that are famous are just social media influencers or TikTok dancers. And I'll never understand like why these people are put on such a pedestal, you know. I like
I don't
streamers.
know.
What world are you changing by playing a game? Like how, you know, you don't do anything else except for play video games
What
for
I
23
don't
hours a day?
understand is how kids rather watch someone do this shit
Oh yeah, I
than
get what you're
actually
saying
go
there.
and do it.
Yeah.
Like, that's what's mind-boggling to me. I rather watch Stitch play fuck Madden for 12 hours than play Madden. Like, that's dumb. I'd rather
Yeah.
play Madden. Like, I'm only watching the YouTubers play golf because I can't go out and play golf at 11 at night. Like, I can't, but trust me, I'd be out there playing golf if I
Right.
could.
I my little cousin, I used to ask him all the time because he would come over to my parents' house and he'd be at the computer. Oh, what are you doing? Oh, I'm watching Fortnite. Why aren't you playing Fortnite? Like, I have an Xbox, you can go play. Oh, no, it's too hard. Like, go figure it out
Yeah,
then. Like,
because
get
you
better. Like,
don't play it.
what are you doing just watching these people? And oh, I like it
And
drives me crazy. You know, just these influencers. You're a dancer. You dance and do TikToks and you dance. Oh, well, now you're a DJ and you have millions of followers that these people worship the ground you walk on. because you have a nice body, you do dancing, and you press buttons now. And I don't know. I'm probably old. I probably sound old and bitter,
I
but
think it's just I think where you're right. I think nowadays it takes very little skill to become famous. However, it, it there there has to be something to it. Posting every day, multiple times a day. I mean, like,
they pay people to do that. They pay management
sure,
firms now.
sure. I don't think they paid them to start doing that.
No, well,
Uh,
okay. How
I
about
don't.
this? Take Sophie Rain for example,
Who?
an OnlyFans girl who did OnlyFans non-sexually because she was under 18, which is even weirder. So now people are paying this girl under 18, and then she becomes 18, and now she's doing these articles and going to teachings about how to grow a business. Like, all you fucking do is show your tits and ass, and people are thinking that you're a business
I
person now.
mean,
Like,
she's making
now
the amount of money they do. Men are disgusting, right? So
that's, I mean, that's a whole
I
like the whole
that's
pornography OnlyFans thing is just absolutely, it's what's draining our society and our world.
dude.
But
No, we're living in modern day Sodom and Gomorrah. I mean, we talked about this multiple times.
yeah,
The things we never talk about are things that we only talk about, and it's just
it's just people putting these people on a pedestal like they think they're so, oh, she's actually smart. She is a smart businesswoman. Like, no, she's just prostituting herself and then paying other people to manage her and making a ton of money. Like, am I jealous? Absolutely. I wish I could make $2 million a month showing my body off, but I can't, you know.
why
I mean,
not,
I'm
dude?
sure I could to
You
some
could easily do it.
demographic out there.
Dude, I'm sure you could find your niche, dude. Just got to put
It's
yourself
just,
out there.
like, the people that we idolize and make famous, it's just so
Some
weird to
do
me.
some I like. I show Speed. I don't watch his stuff, but anytime I see that dude, he's giving back. He's doing shit for the community. I don't know what the fuck he ever did to get famous. Don't know anything about him, but
He was a
like
streamer. But
yeah, but
listen,
again, I
you
have no
give me
problem with
millions of
people
dollars,
getting
I'll donate to
famous.
everybody. I'll donate all day long.
Not
I'll
even
have
donating,
17
bro. It's
foundations.
not even about donating, just giving time to people, like things like that. Like he doesn't seem like a bad person. Like
Right,
some
right.
of these people that get famous seem like terrible fucking humans. Like
Yeah.
some of them, I'm like, okay, I'm glad we made that guy famous. I'm glad we made certain people famous. Mr. Beast. I'm glad we made Mr. Beast fucking famous. Mr. Beast, incredible human being. You know, so I can't sit here and be like, "Oh, these some of these streamers are bad," in the same breath say that, you know? So
Right.
I I think it's just where we are. For me, I will never understand the younger generation watching people do shit rather than doing it themselves. I will never understand the dancing shit. I will never understand any of that, but I don't need to.
Right.
Like
Like,
I don't need to understand that shit. I'm not
I
trying
mean,
to
even,
use it to become famous. I'm not using it for anything, you
but
know?
that, so that is what these content creators do, right? Going back to I Show Speed, he live streamed sports games. That's how he came to fame. He live streamed sports games. I think it was like FIFA or NBA or something, whatever it was. That was his thing. And then the money starts coming in, right? And then now that they have money, they can donate and give back. And yes, I'm not saying that he's not a good person. He might be. I don't watch or have any association with what he does, but that's what they do to then start giving back and have a positive light.
Yeah, so I'm sure if this ever went somewhere, we'd be doing the same things too. But what I'm
Right.
saying is like you have they he did something. He did it consistently every single day before he was getting fucking paid. Like I can't get mad at
Yeah.
somebody who grinded to get where they're at. And yeah, now they might be paying motherfuckers to take care of their shit. I would too. If I got to a point where I don't have to do jack shit and I'm making millions of dollars, I'm paying motherfuckers. Like,
No.
especially if I've created all this content, and all I got to do is do my show once a week. Fuck it, I'm doing it once a week. Clip, I'll pay people to clip. I'll pay people to do all this shit. Like,
Yeah.
I never understood people wanting to watch other people's lives, but the Truman Show exists. So literally, this
Great
has been
movie.
something that has been a phenomenon for our entire lives.
Yeah.
So people love watching other people. Just be interesting. Dude, I think about it all the time, like, especially for like what I do. Dude, if I had cameras around dude, we would be famous for the shit that we just the gun shit. Just the gunsmithing side of it, not even the making of it.
Yeah.
If we just
Yeah.
had a camera watching our gunsmiths,
I yeah, I mean, you're right. There's just
but
I think the thing for me is the content creators, they're not doing anything for society. Eh, and I mean that in, you know,
is that their fault?
no, no, not at all. Not at all. But to become famous because you played video games and you grinded by playing video games, it's crazy to me. Or to become famous because you make videos on social media making fun of how children act, like the mom accounts where they're like, "Oh, this is what my 4-year-old does." What?
Bro,
But that's comedy. That's
but
comedy. I don't know, because I
I
keep stepping over
I have a
myself.
friend. I have a friend who just had twins, and she never really posts about how well she's doing or anything, but she posts all the fucking time on TikTok, all the time. And she went on Instagram the other day and just was like a humble brag, like nothing like look at me, but like wanted to, hey, this is where life is, but dude, there's real money, and she's a mom,
Yeah,
and making real money off TikTok. I have no fucking problem with that. I want to know how I can get money off TikTok. But if
right.
it involves me posting every single day, 3 to 4 times a fucking day, I'll never get there. It's
Yeah,
just because I don't have that in me. I don't have it in me to be like, hey, look at me or look at what I'm doing. I just don't. And every single one of those people do.
right.
And we don't understand it because we will never do it, and that's why we can't grasp
I can't tell you
that.
how hard running our social
No, but
media
that's what
account
I'm saying. Even what we do isn't enough to get in the algorithms, and we do a lot. Don't
Yeah.
don't get me wrong, we do a lot, but it's
Hey,
still
we're
not
almost up to
enough.
a post a day, which is
Right,
exhausting.
but we need to be at 3 posts a day to get in any algorithm at
Yeah.
all,
On
and
6
that's
other
okay.
platforms that we're not on.
Correct. Right. And it's just like we'll get there. We'll eventually but we both have full-time jobs. We both have families. We both have other shit to do, and the fact that this is as good as where it is right now is more
Yeah,
of a testament to that work, but it's a grind. I mean,
it is.
it's we're doing that grind now. In 2 years, let's have this conversation. In
Let's
2
be
years,
rich
if
off content creation, giving fundraiser donations,
dude,
baby.
hey, dude, mark it down. What is it? May 5th? Dude,
But
dude,
then we'll
in
have
2
to delete this
years.
episode because people will be like, "Oh, you said this. We're gonna cancel you.
No, why would we? Like, why not? I would
You
have
said you
listeners
hated
events.
content creation, and
I
now
did.
you're making
I
millions."
1,000% do, and I 1,000% will reap the benefits of doing it. Like, yeah, I think it's the bane of my existence right now. But if this ever becomes monetarily fucking worth it, yeah, why would I? Like, we're doing this to help, and if we can get money from it, why would I not do that? Like,
Yeah,
this is this. I would much rather do this with my life than. I mean, I like my job, but you get what I'm saying. Like, I much rather do this than have to work a 9 to 5.
yeah,
Would be way better,
it
but
would.
I
So
know that
maybe
we
it's
don't
just
post enough, and I
I'm
know
just
that we don't do
jealous.
certain things to.
I'm jealous of these content creators and these people
We
who
just
are
gotta start making
millionaires at
TikTok
20.
videos, dude. We just gotta start doing fucking TikTok dances and like I'm
Uh,
1,000%. I'm in for the Patreon camera angle below the belt.
buttholes.
1,000%. I don't know who's gonna pay for that, but
There's
I would.
you said there's a market out there.
I'm sure there is, dude, but we gotta get more marketable. You know, we gotta get out there more before our family's not gonna subscribe to Patreon, bro.
Hey, mom, you really can't watch now. I'm
Mom,
sorry.
don't sign up for Patreon, please. It's nothing but taint
Uh,
shots.
well, this is fun, man. I think there's a lot of takes there. Not a lot of controversial takes, but I think there's a lot of relatable takes. And nostalgia is only going to grow stronger as we get older. And I think it's a product of looking back at the times and understanding where we're at now. And the grass is always greener, right? But I think this was a fun conversation, and I think we've been talking about all this old stuff, and real quick before we kind of wrap this up, new stuff. I just watched the new Super Mario movie. I just watched the new Michael Jackson movie, which were both good, and maybe something we could talk about later. The whole Michael Jackson thing is very interesting. But
Played by his
Project Hail
Jermaine's
Mary.
son, right?
Have you heard of this book
I've heard it. I want to see it.
or movie?
With Ryan Gosling, right?
Yes. Yeah.
Yeah, I want to see it. But
I will say that I had no idea what it was. I had no idea that it was a book. We were pirating movies, sailing the seven
yeah, I
seas,
was
and
gonna say you're
yeah,
going to the theater.
no, absolutely not. No, absolutely not. We were sailing the seven seas, and I came across some new movies, and I was just trying to find something that was original or newer, and it was between Project Hail Mary and War Machine, which
Oh,
is
seen that too. I've seen War Machine.
so I thought that it was a Marvel War Machine Iron Man movie, and I now know that it's not. So I probably will go back and watch that because I did hear good things about it. But that led me to watch Project Hail Mary, and I will say it is a longer movie. I think it's 2.5 hours, a little bit longer. There are some really slow parts because of the storytelling, but I don't wanna ruin anything. Um, I'll just say this, I have never teared up over a rock, and you might not know what that means, but if you watch it or if you've read the book or if you go and watch it after this and you're like, "Oh, C-Rod said he teared up over a rock," it was such a good story. Not only was the story emotional, but the way that they unpacked the story because, essentially, it's about a middle school teacher that wakes up in deep space with amnesia, and he has to figure out how he got there. And so there's a lot of not time travel, but
The flashbacks.
flashbacks. Yes, thank you. There's a lot of flashbacks and piecing together. And so for like the first 30 minutes, you're like, is this now? Is this then? But then it starts getting to it, and I was hooked. I was hooked. It was very interesting. It had a great ending, uh, a nice twist. There were so many twists. Just when you think like all right, well, this is the ending. It's like, oh, there's another 20 minutes, and it goes a different way.
Mm.
It probably could have been a half hour, 45 minutes shorter. I think that movies that sit between that hour and a half to 2 hour window is prime. Anything over 2 hours to me is a little bit long, but uh, watch Project Hail Mary if you know what it is. It's a very good movie. I know it's a good book, but that's my new
So
movie content suggestion of the day.
mm, I'm going to see Mortal Kombat
Ooh,
Friday.
I'm excited for that. The first one was good.
Uh,
I think it could have been better, but I thought it was really good.
yeah, I'm excited for this one. I think we ended up like getting the whole row in the theater, so
Oh,
it's gonna be a good
okay.
time.
Going with a bunch of
Yeah,
people. That's awesome.
yeah, like Chris, CJ, Daryl,
Oh, I love that.
those guys, all those guys. Um, Trying to think. Yeah, no, I was really yesterday or Sunday rather. I was really contemplating just going to the movies. So I looked and I was like, man, it's like the only one I want to see is Project Hail Mary, and
Mm.
I'm like 2.5 hours. I was like, I'll just wait till I can get it at
Just
home.
yeah, I'll give you my website.
What was
movie.
it, Pirate Bay? I was like, you sail on the seven seas. I was like, what,
I'm not
you're
gonna put it
torrenting?
out there
You're
so it doesn't get shut
torrenting?
down. Okay.
Oh, you're streaming, not torrenting.
No, I don't download anything. I put that
Mm,
on other people.
mm.
So I used to do torrents, and one time I got a cease and desist from Warner Brothers over the Leo movie that he won his award on.
Great Gatsby.
No, 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 no.
Oh,
It's like the
Shutter Island.
no, no. God damn, dude, you don't know your Leo movies.
Wolf
The
of Wall
one that he
Street.
finally won. What's the award he never won? A
The,
Grammy?
the Oscar.
An Oscar? Was it a
Academy
Grammy or an
Award.
Oscar?
Grammy's
Oh,
music. An
no.
Oscar's movies.
I don't. It was like one of the
He
first
did win.
ones. He did win. Oh, yes, the role that finally brought Leo his Oscar win. Give me the name of it. The
The
Revenant.
Revenant.
The Revenant.
Never seen
So,
it.
so I downloaded it on torrent to watch it, and Warner Brothers sent me the cease and desist, and because of that, I deleted it, and I actually have never seen the movie.
No, my actually, I got to get access to it again. But my buddy Justin has a server that he will acquire movies and put them on.
Yeah. Is it
I
on Plex?
assume he pays for them, but I don't ask questions. So, but it's one of those things. It's like got everything under the sun. So,
Yeah, I'm good with my websites. It leaves the bad stuff to other
are they
people.
good quality, or is
Yeah.
it just?
Oh yeah. Good quality.
Or is it like a camera in the theater?
No, I don't do the cam stuff, but so like the Project Hail Mary, it was obviously from
Like a screener copy?
from like a country that was in Spanish, because sometimes there would be subtitles and they'd be in Spanish. So not a subtitle, but let's just say no, I'm thinking of the Michael Jackson movie. I'm sorry. So in the Michael Jackson movie, they would put up like different years. So let's say it was like 1985 and he was performing in London. So it would say 1985 and it would say the name of the theater, but it would be in Spanish.
Mm.
Does that make sense?
Yeah.
Yeah. So not American movies.
Did you know that the Michael Jackson movie was played by his nephew?
Yes, my dad told me when we were watching.
Oh,
It
when you
looked
were
just like
watching?
him. Did great.
Yeah. Yeah, Jermaine. I believe it's Jermaine's son.
Jafar.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But
Jafar Jackson.
Jermaine's son. Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. So
Yeah, it was pretty neat. I didn't know that until like recently. I was like, "Oh, that's pretty cool." So
it was cool. Good movie. I feel like there's a lot to say there. His daughter didn't like it. Apparently there's a lot of truthful inaccuracies, but you're not going to make a biopic and trash the person that you're making the biopic
yeah.
on. So
The daughter wanted him to be trashed. That's fucked up.
I don't know. Any last words for nostalgia or parent guilt or anything we've talked about today?
Don't take life too serious.
Yeah. Well,
It's like most of the time people don't remember shit.
yeah. Hey, we somehow started this about my mom crying to then talking about Power Rangers and Star Wars.
Can't believe you made your mom cry. That's ridiculous.
I think that memory is weird. I've thought about this a lot, just memories and nostalgia. And I think that, like we talked about, memories never belong to just one person. The truths never belong to one person, but I think nostalgia protects us. I think it protects our feelings. It makes us remember a different time, whether it's a different feeling or a different time or a better place. But for me, I think the weirdest of them all is fandom, and sometimes what we love becomes less about the thing itself and more about who we were, when we were, or whatever it was when we found it. And I think I'm okay with that. You know, memory's weird, nostalgia's weird, fandom's weird, but like you said, to each their own. And if you're gonna grind, grind, and if you're gonna move forward and have that memory and that space, you know, keep it with you. And if it makes you feel good, it makes you feel good. If you want to cry about an actor or a movie or somebody retiring or a
Do
singer,
you?
let those emotions out.
Do you, boo? No, don't yuck anyone's yum.
Don't yuck the yum, baby. But if any part of today's episode hit home, please share it with a friend. Tag us at CrodsPod on Instagram. Follow us on TikTok at CrodsPod. Engage with us. We're Nick and I have been talking about more ways to create engagement. We're getting the views, we're getting the likes, we're getting the clicks. Thank you, thank you, thank you. But feel free to engage. You know, a lot of the times people are texting me or they're calling me to talk about an episode or to give feedback about something we talked about. Put it on our social media, you know, put a comment, put whatever into what we're putting out there, and I'll engage with you that way. Feel free to keep texting and calling, but engagement I think is our next step, and that's how we get there. So we appreciate all of the people who are listening, all of the people who will now engage with us.
Like,
But we
comment, subscribe.
Yes, like, comment, subscribe. Help us keep these conversations going. We drop new episodes every Thursday. If you have a story, a topic, or you just need vent, please email us at crodspod at gmail.com. We want to hear from you. Our safe space is your outlet. And until next time, live fast, eat ass, or just rewatch it before you defend it. And that means two things.
We're not perfect. Them demons watching, but they will not stop.